Hello and welcome to AirgunWeb.com, your home for honest, real-world airgun reviews and information where we bring you the facts, not fluff. There's one Gamo spring gun that's been a favorite of mine since day one, and that's the Gamo CFX. Now recently, Gamo has released what looks to be a new version of the CFX called the Accu 177. Does it live up to the CFX legacy? Keep watching and find out. Gamo's wheelhouse is lightweight, affordable break barrel air guns. Now the Accu 177 keeps the affordable, but it does add a little weight, and it really mixes up things by moving to a fixed barrel design with an underlever cocking arm. Fixed barreled air guns have the potential of being inherently more accurate than their break barrel cousins. Because there's no barrel joint, the barrel doesn't move, and therefore it should be more accurate. The Accu 177 comes in an ambidextrous composite stock that seems to be identical to the original CFX with the exception of the updated butt pad. The rifle ships with front and rear fiber optic sights. While some fiber optic sights use a larger diameter rod, Gamo has opted to use a very fine diameter rod which allows for more precise aiming. The package also comes with a basic optic to get you started, but I really found this as insufficient for all that this gun can deliver. For this reason, I've opted to mount a 2-7x32 AO BSA scope on my rifle. This scope provides a great field of view for close-range hunting, and yet still has enough magnification to reach out for long-range accuracy when necessary. Now the trigger on the Accu 177 is Gamo's SAT trigger, which is a two-stage trigger that breaks just under 4 pounds. There is a manual safety in front of the trigger blade. Cocking, loading, and shooting the Accu 177 can take a little bit of getting used to. The rifle cocks easily with the underlever, which provides plenty of leverage. Once cocked, you rotate the breech block and insert the pellet into the barrel, paying very close attention to make sure that it's fully seated. Now I use the pellet pen with the pellet seat tool, as it makes things much easier. Go ahead and rotate the breech closed, aim the rifle at your intended target, release the safety, and gently squeeze the trigger. The shooting cycle is pretty easy to manage. There is a long second stage in the trigger pull, and that can take a little getting used to, especially if you do a lot of shooting from the bench. The Gamo Accu 177 leverages the same 1000 FPS class power plant as Gamo's other airguns. After break-in, I'm averaging about 960 FPS with the 7-grain RWS hobby pellets. Now that may not be exactly 1000 FPS, but it does reflect the typical 5% or so drop after break-in. One of the better pellets that I found during testing happened to be the Crosman Premier Hollow Points. They're pretty inexpensive and they're generally pretty easy to find too. They're a pretty decent fit for this rifle, averaging 904.8 feet per second and generating 14.36 foot-pounds at the muzzle. Now if you want something that really does a job on small game, take a look at the Gamo Red Fire pellets. They're a pretty good option. They weigh in at 7.8 grains and averaged around 890 feet per second, generating 13.72 foot-pounds at the muzzle. Here are some 20-yard groups shot with the Gamo Red Fire pellets. So let's take a look at our final summary. Does the new Accu 177 live up to the CFX legend? Yeah, I think they've done a pretty good job with it. There are a couple things you're going to want to know going in, but they're nothing new. They're the same things that you had with the CFX. The loading process can be a little awkward at first. Now I found the pellet pen with the pellet seat tool to be extremely handy. While it's not necessarily made for underlevers, in this case it works really well. The second thing is the long second stage in the trigger pull. I don't see this as being an issue if you're out in the field, but if you do a lot of shooting from the bench, it's just too long. Now with all that said, I love the Accu 177 just as much as I love my old CFX. When it comes to Gamo spring guns, I just don't know of anything they have in their arsenal that could touch this for raw shootability. It's easy to cock, it's easy to shoot, and it's really pretty easy to see that repeatable accuracy once you get used to that trigger pull. It's just a really great air gun with a great price point to match. I'd like to take a moment and thank Gamo USA for sending us this great air gun, and also Pyramid Air for sponsoring AirgunWeb and these product reviews. Please be sure to take a look at the video description for more information and links for all the products we used in this review. And when you're ready to make your next airgun purchase or your next airgun supply purchase, please do it over at Pyramid Air and let them know that Rick sent you their way. When you're looking for honest and real-world airgun reviews, think AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. I'm Rick Utzler with AirgunWeb.com. Thanks again for watching.